So guys, it's Mohammed from Lobby, and today I am doing Ant-Man vs. at Marvel vs. DC, so let's do this. By the way, the connection is shape-shifting Marvel vs. DC characters, and it's awesome. Let's go with Ant-Man's origin! So, there are two versions of Ant-Man, Scott Lang and Hank Pym. I'm just going to use both of them. Now let's go over Hank Pym's origin. Dr. Henry Christopher Hank Pym grew up in an ordinary family in Nebraska. His family was poor, which led to his father complaining that Hank couldn't invent something more useful. The only one who drove Hank to follow his dreams was his grandmother. He was an ordinary, young, brilliant biologist until his wife Mary was murdered on a trip to the Hungarian desert. By the loss of his wife, he suffered his first mental breakdown. After recovering, he decided to focus his scientific work on things that could help battle inhumanity and justice. This newfound focus led to the discovery of the Pym particles. Originally, Hank thought the Pym particles were dangerous, like really dangerous. So he destroyed the serum. But knowing his greatest discovery could not be lost, he remade the serum. He studied ants and their behavior and eventually developed a cybernetic helmet to communicate with the ants, thus becoming Ant-Man. So let's go over his weapons, feats, and his suit. His suit allows him to enlarge or shrink, and he also has discs that can enlarge or shrink other objects. When Ant-Man shrinks, his punches feel like bullets, and when he grows to his max at 100 feet, he can lift up to 100 tons. He can also go microscopic, which he shrinks so small that it allows him to travel through dimensions. Also, with the ants, he can enlarge them with the disc and tell them what to do. And I just learned that he cannot mind control them. Also, the suit has inbuilt oxygens, so when he shrinks, he can still breathe. He's also Scientist Supreme declared by Century, so he's basically one of the smartest people in the universe. Yeah, and he can scale to Deadpool because Deadpool made Hulk bleed, and Ant-Man has made Hulk bleed. Sorry, I have the hiccups. So yeah, on to Adam. So yeah, same as Ant-Man, Adam has a lot of incarnations. I'm just going to go over everything I found. Okay, so let's start with his origin. And by the way, this origin will be Ray Palmer's origin, because I think he's one of the plot. Okay, well, let's do this. Ray Palmer is a physicist and professor at Pace University, specializing in matter compression as a means to fight overpopulation and famine and other world problems using a massive white dwarf star matter he finds after it lands on Earth. Palmer makes a lens that can enable him to shrink other objects to any degree he wishes, but the compression destabilizes the object, which will eventually allow it to explode. On a speculating expedition, Palmer and his students, along with his girlfriend, Jen Loring, they find themselves trapped in a cave. In desperation, Palmer secretly uses the lens that he carried with him to shrink himself in order to be able to climb through a smaller opening to fling the rocks, expecting to explode. It will most likely make an opening. When this doesn't work, he uses a diamond engagement ring to cut through the rocks, he eventually enlarges a hole in the rocks. Since specifically in the sense the lens's beam, he finds himself returning to normal size without danger of exploding. As the lens covered the cave with moisture, Palmer believes that this has altered the beam that allows the strange effect. When he does some experiments, till the result is objects exploding. Palmer concludes that somehow unknown force allows his body to safely side shift. He can shrink down to the size or grow really tall, and he can also do the same to other objects. And he can also reduce his mass so he could glide. He can even turn invisible, and he can also travel through land wires at the speed of electricity, but only through land wires. And he can also travel through dimensions, and he is immune to radiation, and he can punch through concrete. He does this by adding mass to his arm or body. I think I couldn't find exactly how he does it. Still, and you know the Ant-Man meme we're talking about, Ant-Man? Yeah, he's actually done that in the comics. I'm being serious. So yeah, onto the animation. Now the animation, I'm doing a little different. Leader Swamper versus Spy. I'm gonna change it to stick type figures, and then I'll tell you what stick figures which. So Ant-Man will be red and Atom will be blue. So let's start with the animation. So yeah, Ant-Man wins. So we're gonna do this because all their hacks are really similar, except for one, which is him turning invisible. Which I guess could help him, but then I don't know. Yeah, so the way we're going to work this out, because the hacks are so similar, I'm pretty sure I just said that, we're going to do the stat board, I guess. The one that we did with King Kong with Godzilla. Yeah, so starting with strength. Ant-Man can lift 100 tons when he's giant and can punch with the same force as Deadpool because, well, I said in the pre-analysis, he made Hulk bleed and all that. Where Atom can punch through concrete. Yeah, Ant-Man wins this one. Okay, so speed. Ant-Man can dodge a bullet in a movie, and Atom can just dodge bullets perfectly. Because I couldn't find any other feats for Ant-Man with speed, I just went with the movie one, so I'm gonna do it as a tie. Ant-Man can scale to Ultron, who's taken attacks from Mjolnir. And we've already put how strong Thor is, and Mjolnir's just... Yeah, I couldn't find anything for Atom, but I really highly doubt that he could take a hit from Mjolnir. I know that says Ford, but I spelled it wrong. Whoops. But yeah, I really highly doubt it. Like, if I had to put it on scale, 0. In doubt. Yeah. So yeah, intelligence. Now, Ant-Man wins. Hank is scientist supreme declared by Sentry, who's basically a universal being. And sure, Ray Palmer or Atom, is really smart. Sure, he's the smartest person on Earth, but Hank is one of the smartest people in the universe. So yeah, Ant-Man wins this one. Can I just point out, every time I do experience, the character that loses always wins in experience. So yeah, Ant-Man's first comic book was in January 1962, where Atom's first comic book was in October 1940. Yeah, why do they always lose when they win this one round? So yeah, on to the special announcement. Hi, Older Devil here. Next time on Fictional War.
Be the
Tobey Maguire versus Andrew Garfield versus Tom Holland. Link in the description below for the song. Next time on Fiction Award. Now you could say these